might be a bit tougher. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner. He's certainly pretty good at this video game. Representing Team Liquid, it's Clem. One of the favorites to win today's entire bracket, and honestly one of the favorites to win NA as well. So we'll almost certainly play in that one. His opponent, in the lower left-hand corner, his former teammate, a fan favorite. The Red Protoss, it is, of course, Harstem. Playing under the Cowboy. Because, of course, he's going to yeehaw himself right on into this game. I had to give him the yeehaw once again. We have a lot of viewers over from Loco's channel that they haven't gotten to experience a true yeehaw. I just wanted to make sure to give that to you guys. Well, so far, not a lot of predictions from chat. Chat not feeling it just yet. I have to, you know, encourage you to put your channel points on who you think's going to win. We also got to make sure to give anybody watching the YouTube VOD that I will surely make of this match FOMO for not being here live to watch this on Twitch with everybody. Looks like a pretty standard opening, though. Nothing cheeky out of these guys. These players have a nice long history. I do like to meme around a little bit. Before the match started, Harstem was making sure everybody knew that Clem only allows observers if they pay him. Everybody knows this is true. All the casters in this match right now. We've just, you know, we've got to give Clem his cut. I'm just kidding. I just want to make sure it's clear. At least I don't pay Clem. I don't know. Maybe the other people do. Maybe I should start. Does Clem stream? Should I subscribe to Clem? Okay, Stargate opener here. We did see Harstem use some Phoenixes to a really good effect earlier on today against another Terran. Oh my god, the Adept left. The Adept left. How could it? I think this Reaper's about to die. Pretty sure. Ooh, but the Hellions are here. Oh my god, and the Reaper is alive. Harstem kicking himself, removing that Adept now. As the Hellions dive in, the Reaper's still causing issues in the natural. How is Clem microing both of these things at the same time? 6 probes going down already. It looks like the Reaper will finally die to the probes, down on the low ground. The Hellion gets a 7th kill, though. And it's going to get out. Oh, my God. Well, looks like it's not going to try to run away, though. Wants to get more damage. It wants to. Seems to be it. Oh no. Oh, this is so rude. Oh, okay, the Phoenix breaks off. I was waiting for these Widow Mines to kill that Phoenix. He could have at least splash damaged the Hellion. But more Phoenixes coming out here for Harstem. I do love Phoenix play against Terran. I think it's really, really strong. As we see more Widow Mine drops come out, Phoenixes can be really good, but I love the way Clem's doing this. He's actually going to make it so difficult for Harstem to be able to defend this by hitting in 2 places at once. He's going to go for the main and the natural, and I think Harstem will probably clean one of these up without taking any damage. The question is, will the other one be able to sneak in and get some damage done? Okay, the natural's coming in first. The Phoenixes are on their way down. Looks like one Widow Mine will burrow. And we'll get 2 kills, actually. So that is a nice amount of damage there. But these 2 Widow Mines going to burrow as well. Gets an Adept and another probe. And the Hellion comes back in. What? Get out of here, dude. This Hellion has 2 hit points. This is actually so rude. All right, that wasn't too bad for Harstem, though. 3 probes and an adept, I think, is well worth cleaning up all 4 of those Widow Mines. He doesn't get either of the Medivacs, though, which I feel like is a bit unfortunate. It's kind of the downfall of having to deal with the Widow Mines. Is those Medivacs, yeah, he tried to catch this one, but wasn't quite able to. I think the Medivacs both get home. I don't know if this one was still chilling down here or something, but ends up working out very nicely for Clem. When the Hellion gonna keep an eye out on these Phoenixes as well. That 2 hit point Hellion has done so much for Clem. Now the follow-up here is Colossi out of Harstem. For Clem, I mean, you know, it's Biomine. That's what we got here. Biomine gonna be very good. Kill on the Observer. No third base here for Clem. So he is gonna be pretty committed on 2 bases for a while. Harstem's third base, bad observing, is nearly done. Clem's about to have a very strong push. He starts up the third base on location, which is a brave move against Phoenixes. The Adept gets cleaned up, but it's time for the big move out here. Stim is done, Combat Shields is done, +1 weapons is done. There are 2 Colossi. They do not have Thermal Lance, though. So that is a bit of a problem for Harstem. With the Guardian Shield, he's feeling pretty good right now. We're going to see the big Stim out of Clem. Looks like he's just going to back up, loses a couple Marines. He doesn't feel like he's got enough here to take on the 2 Colossi, and they're a very small support group. I feel like those Colossi need a bigger support group. Gotta go to CA, Colossi Anonymous. Oh, we do have a drop in the backside, though. The Phoenix is resting on their laurels a bit here, and the Widow Mines connecting decently. Marines getting picked up so that the Phoenixes won't die, but the Marauder's still doing damage, and at the same time, we have the huge drop in the main. Oh, that is so much bio here. Colossus then going to get taken down. It looks like the Forge might fall. That's getting targeted. The Phoenixes can stop these guys from being able to retreat, though, so this could be a real problem for Clem, who might not be able to get out, but as I say that, where are the Phoenixes? Woo! Not here in time to stop the unload. And Clem gets out of there, killing 16 workers, taking down the tech, the Forge that was researching +1, the Robo Bay, which fortunately there were already, I think, 3 Colossi out. They already have Thermal Lance. So that Robo Bay probably going to need to get put back down, but it's already kind of done its job as well. Phoenixes are here to eat those Viking shots so the Colossi stay alive. Again, it feels like this army needs more presence, though. We need more gateway units down on the ground for Harstem. I think right now he's just struggling to keep everything alive and get that probe count back up, full saturation. In the meantime, Clem is looking very nice on his 3 bases, dropping those mules, mining more than his opponent by quite a bit off the back of those big drops, I should say. There was a lot of Medivacs in a lot of places. Harstem's still alive, but he definitely wants a 4th base. But look at that army supply, man. 80 to 48. That is a huge advantage for Clem. And the Marines just doing so well against these Phoenixes. The Phoenixes can't do this. So many of them going down. I mean, they'll win the fight. But that is painful, losing a couple of Phoenixes there, taking a lot of damage to clean up that drop. But that kind of eases Harstem's mind here. He doesn't have to worry about that bottom side drop anymore, just the top side army. Clem, though, dropping a 4th base behind this. Yeah, Harstem really needs to get one of those going. He's just not going to have the economy to keep up in unit production. But we're already seeing a big lead here for Clem. He's got the double upgrades, too. Clem is about to finish that 2nd eBay, and the Armory is on the way to start up 2-2. And he should be able to start up 2-2 around the time Harstem starts up his either a +2 attack or like an armor upgrade or something. Clem's going to maintain that 1 upgrade lead for a while. Vikings trying to target down the Colossi. Super Shield Battery keeping them alive for now. But Harstem's going to have to come out and fight this. We're seeing some EMPs go off, eating those shields, as well as taking the energy off of these Phoenixes. Zealots in the main base. but it's not enough. We don't even really see the fight. Harstem just taps out knowing he can't win that fight back on his side. The Zealots were getting some damage done. I'm surprised Harstem didn't stick around like a little bit longer. But he just felt like it was over already. Taps out of the game immediately. And we'll be heading in to game number 2. Ancient Cistern is our map for game 2 here. What a game 1 from Clem. Excellent game 1 there out of Clem. The Reaper and Hellions getting in and getting 7 probe kills at the start of the game, I think is really... It puts Harstem in such a tough position right at the start of the game. It's so difficult to come back from that and get back into a macro game, especially with something like Phoenixes. I think with something like Blink Stalkers, you can start to find that value a little earlier, or even a robo opening. We see how we saw the Colossi, just their presence really stopped Clem from being able to put more pressure on. And the Phoenixes are there to ensure that drops are really not as viable. We saw Clem get some very successful drops up anyways. The Widowmines didn't do a ton, but it was kind of an even trade, I would say. But then later on, the drops ended up really killing Harstem. And I think Phoenixes do so well if you're ahead or even at the start. And then they can kind of pick away and get an advantage for you. But if you're not ahead, if you're behind, I feel like they're a much weaker option. And this guy was able to make sure that his opponent was behind at the start of last game. We'll see if he's able to do something similar at the start of this one. In the lower left-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, it is Team Liquid's Clem, the fighting Frenchman. His opponent in the upper right-hand corner, using those Phoenixes last game, becoming the Flying Dutchman for the Shopify Rebellion. It's Harstem. Fun fact, the mascot for my high school was actually the Flying Dutchman. Which, I guess that explains why I'm such a big fan of Rotterdam. It just felt so familiar. Clem sending an SCV scout out. Looks like that's going to go ahead and drop a cheeky eBay here and stop Harstem's base from coming up. Harstem doesn't have a probe down on the low ground to spot for this. And I don't think sent out any probe scout. So he's going to see this very late, which is going to make it so much more annoying to clean up. Usually you do want to pull probes against this. We see Harstem pulling a few more, but the earlier you pull probes, the better. We see some players actually keeping a probe down here. So as soon as they spot the eBay go down, they have probes being pulled already. In this case, though, this eBay has a lot of health to start with. So much of it got built. Clem even building a little more there just to be annoying. I love how you can start to see that it's an eBay taking shape here. Clem's as being as annoying as possible before he's forced to cancel it. SCV, it looks like that is going to die. That makes it slightly better for Harstem. That's a lot of lost mining time. We see Harstem had the lead and then lost the lead because of all that lost mining time. That's going to help Clem out quite a bit. Clem's going to drop his CC up on the high ground. This looks like a Hellion opener? Interesting. Okay. I thought he was actually going to swap this onto the reactor and go for double Hellion production. We used to see that occasionally in this matchup. It's very rare these days. Protoss has got really good at walling off the front, so the Hellions couldn't just run in. But I do remember those days very fondly, where you'd see the initial Reaper, which we actually don't see a Reaper this game, but you'd see the initial Reaper and like 6 Hellions hit the wall. They'd bop a Stalker out of the way and just dive in. Oh, good times. Phoenixes are actually, I think, a really solid defense against that too. The one Hellion does sneak in. As I'm talking about Hellions get a lot of damage done. That one only gets one, but it was mostly a scouting Hellion. Kind of funnily enough, because Clem skipped the Reaper, he doesn't have a good way to scout the main base. So a lot of times we'll see the Hellion follow up for that explicit purpose, to go scout what's going on. It gets a probe kill. That just makes it slightly more worth it for Clem. But really spotting the Stargate, seeing the Phoenix in production, that's going to be the key there. And, I mean, that's why he's building a second Cyclone. Might have even been why he built the first Cyclone, but... And he's got more Marines coming out, another barracks on the way. So I think Clem's going to go for another aggressive push here on 2 bases. Especially seeing that it's, once again, Phoenix is out of Harstem. A lot of times, heavy bio-aggression can be a really good answer to Phoenix openers. There are ways to use the Phoenixes against heavy bio pushes. They can be really strong. But it can be tough. And a lot of times, a player with strong micro like Clem can take advantage of that. He's actually just going to move straight across the map. Now, there is an Immortal on the way, but there's just a few Adepts here right now. The Phoenixes are not here. That's going to be 1 dead Adept immediately, a 2nd dead Adept. Oh, man, the shield battery is going down. This Immortal is going to pop. It's going to kill that Cyclone immediately. The 2nd Cyclone runs away, but I don't think these stimless Marines can really stick around and fight too long. Great lock on. The Phoenixes are here to stop that Immortal from dying. And the rest of the Marines get pushed away. 3 probes going down, though. I think that was worth it for Clem. You know what? As I look at these trades, it's actually very in favor of Harstem, who's going to clean up these Marines as well. Sends everything back, and I'm surprised he's out here with this Immortal like this, though. That is a little sketchy. Looks like he's going to head home now. Get into that Robo Bay so we can get into Colossi and probably start up a 3rd base. There it is. Clem's got a follow-up, though. Stim, Combat Shield, and 2 Medivacs are about to finish. He's got a decent set of bio. I think he's just going to move right back across the map. But with a Colossus in production, there's not a lot of bio for Clem. That's the problem with that opening, right? He sacrificed 10 Marines already. So 1 Colossus out is kind of scary against this army, especially with that Immortal still on the low ground, a couple of Gateway units. Clem's going to move across anyways, though, feeling confident that he's got enough to take a good fight. One way we've seen Harstem use the Phoenixes is cleaning up any reinforcements, but I don't think Clem's actually going to be reinforcing this. I think it's just going to be this army. The rest of those units are going to stay at home until there's a clump of them anyways. So Harstem bringing these back, I think, is definitely the way to go. First Colossus is about to pop. This 3rd base doesn't have a shield battery yet, so that is a bit of a concern here for Harstem. As he warps in a couple more units. Where's the Colossus? Oh boy. Colossus a little bit far away. Some force fields do go down. Immortal's going to get targeted down. Down it goes. Colossi, or the singular Colossus, a little too far back. Where are the Phoenixes as well? Oh no. The Colossus is focused on a Marauder. GG gets called. And while I feel like Harstem had the tools to defend that, I think all of his units were just too far apart. They weren't able to group up. I think if he has that Colossus with that army, the Phoenix is nearby, no problem. He holds that every time. Just a bit of army mismanagement there from Harstem and Clem. Took advantage of it, kills the army. I just punched the desk because I'm so angry that Clem takes the 2-0 victory. GG's. Man, Clem he's good, man. He is too good.